your normal classic car shop. This is DWS Classics. Whether it's buying them to flip them, building them to show them, or just driving the wheels off of them, we've got the best jobs in the world. Iconic vehicles from the past were meant to be driven. This is history driven. A few years back, I started this business. I recruited my best buddy and right-hand man, Gino Caps, and together we built some pretty sick rides here. Dying tree fantasy. We're known for building some pretty badass builds. Every year we go to SEMA, we compete in the Battle of the Builders, you know, we display there, and it's kind of launched us really. And then this year, we finished in the Battle of the Builders Top 12 competition, and we were one of the top 3 trucks there in that competition. So I'd say our trajectory is definitely on the way up. We're pretty fortunate with the things we get to build. We got customers that want us to build some really cool stuff for them, and then these are the kind of customers that want to get out there and drive these things. So they let us drive them, we hand them over, they drive them, and we have a great time doing what we do. We've always got some pretty cool projects in the shop, but today it's all about Camaros. The Camaro came about as a result of having to play catch up on the success of Ford's Mustang. So they come up with a design, a compact car, something that was pretty quick and nimble, and here came the Camaro. And with that design in '67, they really hit a home run on the way that thing looked, and it was just a huge success. So when GM introduced the Camaro, they come out with several different options. You could have an automatic trans, you could have a stick shift, you could have a 6-banger, you could have a small block V8, a fire-breathing big block V8. You could do just about all kinds of stuff, anything you wanted, any combo with those things. And then later on, as they progressed at the pinnacle in '69, they even got Copo Camaros that are worth big, big bucks today. And really, there's something special. And every Camaro collector's dream car, I suppose. '69 was really the pinnacle year. It's the year they refined the car the most. It's got some really cool stuff. You know, they moved the gas tank from between the taillights down underneath, back behind the license plate, so it cleaned up the back end. They also introduced the cowl induction hood that year, so you could actually have a functioning ram air cowl induction hood that took all the turbulent air right around the windshield area and pulled it down into your engine and forced that cool air for a couple more horsepower. When they asked the marketing guys what Camaro meant, they said, it's a vicious animal that eats Mustangs. I used to think that you were right in this, but maybe you were wrong. I'm just gonna say this isn't what we wanted. We never thought that it would come to this. And I'm just gonna say it. Oh, you never really knew me. Stop pretending that you wanted to.
History Driven is brought to you by Chevrolet Performance, fueling the passion of automotive enthusiasts by offering great engines, transmissions, blocks, and components for project cars. Total Cost Involved, Engineering Incorporated. Quality doesn't cost, it pays. Eddy Motorsports, products for the specialty automotive industry that are high in quality and available for an affordable price. And by Pour 15, professional automotive and industrial coatings for permanent rust and corrosion protection. This might not be a Camaro, but it's in the Chevy family. One of the perks of building cool vehicles is being able to drive things like this shop truck.
Our pickup truck here is an 88 Chevy pickup, 1500. It's lowered, it's got a V8 in it. It's really cool. Makes us look good when we're going out there picking up parts or delivering stuff. And they're very popular nowadays.
It was probably a stock work truck when it came out because it had none of the interior in it, just a rubber floor mat. And it's got the cheaper grill, so it looks good. We could do a few more things to it to, trick it out, but I think we just drive it. It's fun to drive. It's a lot of fun building these cars, and everybody that comes by, they all enjoy this. We always have a good time. And there's always a lot of cars here. If it's a classic, we'll work on it. We do resto mods, stock, bone stock, and in between.
We're going to head over to the Marconi Auto Museum in Tustin, California. It's not that far from us. We're pretty fortunate that Marconi asked us if we'd keep a 69 RS Camaro over there. And it's a cool little car. It's a one-owner car. Been in the family, since Dad brought it home new for his granddaughter. And so we're going to run over there and take this thing for a spin and check out what's going on at Marconi nowadays. For those of you who don't know about the Marconi Auto Museum, it's an amazing car collection that the Marconis have, and they've got a little something for everybody.
So we've got 17 Ferraris, and we've got some one-of-a-kind. So we have 2 that came off the line at Pininfarina when the Sultan of Brunei shut everything down. And we had a friend that worked for the Sultan at the time. And he called Dick and he said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now's the time. So Dick wrote a check and donated the cars to the foundation. So the first one is a 456, and it was built on that chassis, but it was the only convertible made. And it is a beautiful green color, interior's green, all specially done for the royal family.
Right.
And then the really special one is the FX. And it actually has the crest of one of the royal family on it.
Yeah.
And it was the first car that Frank Williams designed the gearbox for. So it's one of the first paddle shifts.
Right.
And people come from all over the world to see that.
I'll bet.
So, but then, as he said, he is eclectic, and he loves muscle cars, he loves open wheel cars. In fact, we had a race team, and
Right.
I raced also.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I didn't know that.
And yeah, we raced open wheel cars. Dick started off in Formula Fords with his son, and eventually raced Formula Atlantics. He was the oldest man to ever qualify at the Long Beach Grand Prix, and it was the last year that he raced. He was 60 at the time.
Yeah.
So the really interesting thing about this is that Dick is blind in his left eye. So he's 60, he's old for a racer, and he's blind. Well, the rules of racing, as you know, is he who passes is the one that has to be responsible, not the one you're passing. So everybody knew that Dick being blind, they had to get to by him lickety-split. Otherwise, very tricky.
You could use that to his advantage, I suppose, racing, right?
Yes, he did. So he started in 18th place that day, and he finished 8th.
Oh, wow.
It was a little bit of attrition because people kept crashing in front of him, but after that he said, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, and that's when the whole museum was born. he said, "What am I going to do with this?" And I said, "Well, I think that, you've always had a heart for giving back. In fact, his mantra is learn, earn, and return."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm going to form a foundation." So eventually, he donated all the cars to the Marconi Foundation for Kids, and we're a public foundation. That means the family that no longer owns the assets. And because he wanted to inspire other people to give back, so now we do that in lots of ways. And we raise a lot of money. In fact, in the years we've been doing this, we've raised, probably $10 million from this.
We're pretty fortunate. They've asked us a while back if we would keep a '69 Camaro over there that we had. It's a cool little RS, yellow, black Z28 stripes, one owner, a really clean little car. And every once in a while we run over there just to check it out and maybe take it for a quick spin, and then we park it back in there and do what we do. So the '69 Camaro RS is a little vinyl top car. It's a 1 year only vinyl top that they did. They're a little bit different. Super cool little car. Got the Z28 stripes on it. Got a 350 small block in there. It's got 202 heads, which was like a short-lived run on these things. Maybe like the poor man's Z28, I suppose. And freeway speeds when you've been up and moving, and then stomp that thing, man, it giddy up and go.
The RS was a slightly upgraded suspension package that included hidden headlights, revised taillights with backup lights under the rear bumper, RS badging, and exterior bright trim. This package was available on any Camaro model.
The '67 Camaro we're taking a look at, it's an unrestored, one-owner car, pretty much a time capsule. I mean, it's a really cool car. And man, I can only imagine what the restorers and builders like myself would want to do if they got their hands on this thing.
The first generation Chevrolet Camaro was an American pony car. It was a brand new rear-wheel drive GM F-body platform and was available as a two-door, 2+2 seating, hardtop, or convertible, with your choice of either a straight six or V8 engine.
Our next Camaro we're going to drive is a '68 Camaro. It's a convertible, it's got a big block in it, 4-speed, posi. So, we're blessed with good weather here in California. We're naturally going to drop the top on this thing. The owner is super cool, and he's told me, "Hey man, if you're going to drive it hard, be my guest, drive it hard." So naturally, I'm going to. We've got a really gracious owner on this '68 big block car. I keep asking if it's okay to abuse it and beat on it a little bit, and he's having as much fun as I am. He says it's cool.
If you want to know how to tell the difference between the year models of a Camaro, it's all in the details. If there's a vent window, it's a dead giveaway for a '67. The 1968 has large rectangular side marker lamps, and the '69 models have gills on the quarter panel in front of the rear wheel. History Driven is brought to you by Chevrolet Performance, fueling the passion of automotive enthusiasts by offering great engines, transmissions, blocks, and components for project cars. Pour 15, professional automotive and industrial coatings for permanent rust and corrosion protection. Eddie Motorsports, products for the specialty automotive industry that are high in quality and available for an affordable price. And by Total Cost Involved, Engineering Incorporated. Quality doesn't cost, it pays.
Our featured Camaro this week is a 69 Camaro. It's got an RS grille in it. It's got a ton of custom touches all around this thing. It's got a modern Camaro steering wheel in there that was custom made by the owner. It's got a modern interior. It's got a badass sound system in here. It's got a Chevrolet Performance LSA motor. It's got about 600 horsepower, a modern 4-speed automatic transmission, independent rear end. It's got coilovers all the way around. And this car really means business. It's fast, it handles, it does everything. It's just a beautiful car, and the guy really nailed this thing.
I'm a subtle kind of guy. I don't like to be flashy or, flamboyant. I just want to be subtle and kind of low key. And that's what the car's about. It's being about super clean and making a statement about what it is, or something totally different from what everybody else did, which is a Z28 hood and a rear spoiler, which is a great look, but everybody's doing that, so I wanted to be different. And building a car that was more like a sleeper, so to speak. So the black Camaro that we rode today, that thing was pretty intimidating, let me tell you. But when he took off, I was right behind him. Me and Gino just were like, okay, let's go, it's time to move. And I floored it. He took off, and boom, we were right behind him. He wasn't like putting us in his in the wake. We were right there, holding on to him. So. So for me, when I pull my car out and take it out for a drive, I love to get on PCH and just take that nice long stretch and just cruise it and just enjoy the surf and the atmosphere. And it's just to put you in another kind of state of mind, cruising down PCH. And if I could do that every day, I would. But we saved it for the weekends, and once we're out there, it's just a load of fun.
When the sun goes down in Southern California and the streetlights come on, that's when the cars come out.
It's Wednesday night, and we're at the Surf City Classics, their weekly car get-together. This is a cruise night for them, and they're kind of famous here in town and some of the surrounding cities. What they do is they get together every Wednesday night. They do a little meeting. They talk about things going on with the club. They pick out a winner for every week's meeting, give them a little plaque or trophy. And what they do then is they go down Main Street here in Huntington Beach, go for a quick cruise. They do a couple passes, and then typically the guys all go out to dinner, and then they go their own way after that.
Cruising Pacific Coast Highway at sunset to join their friends for car shows, cruise-ins, and get together for camaraderie and just to enjoy the Southern California car culture. on History Driven. It's all about Dodge Chargers.